Jim Breuer.
Jim Breuer.
Jim Breuer.
Whenever you're ready. Looks like you're already ready.
Yep.
Hello, Michael.
What's up, senor?
I'm going outside today. I'm outside. I gotta be outside. It's driving me nuts. I might have to build a studio. Which, by the way, Mike is coming to Florida, and we're gonna make this thing happen. We're set in stone. Last week in April, I'm gonna send you the dates by the end of today.
Okay.
Get your flight, come down, you check out the studio, and we take it from there. However, I'm liking this outside thing. You know, Jimmy Shaka last week kind of inspired me a little bit.
He wasn't just outside, though. He was on another planet.
He was on another planet.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I had some comments where it's like, which I was going to say too, like, listen, there's sometimes you're going to hear things here where you're not always going to agree with. That's okay. And I'm not going to agree with. There was one part where he was saying something about, I don't know, where the planet. What he was trying to come up with how the world was created. I wasn't by.
The chunk that came off and.
Yeah. Right? I don't buy that theory, but that's who cares? Who cares? We're just having a conversation. So that's why you have conversations. But yes, we got some great feedback. Been getting great feedback. So life is good. I just want to let everyone know I gotta hit this immediately. Largo, Florida. Largo, JimBrewer.com. This is my event. I've never done this before. I've never just said, you know what, I'm going to book the event. We're going to sell the tickets, and we're going to do it as our own event. So please, you live in Florida, you want to go check it out, check out Largo, Florida, JimBrewer.com. All the info is right there. I am outside right now, so once in a while you hear a car go by or something, or who knows, maybe a neighbor will stop by. Who knows? So Largo, Florida. Would love to see you guys there, and it will go well. And then what we're doing and that's the end of May. That's in May. I think like May
19th.
May 19th, Largo, Florida. Then we'll have an awesome announcement for you right after that. What I want to do today, I'm about to go away. Matter of fact, as you're watching me, I just finished scuba diving. Actually, no. You're. Let's see. This is. I'm in Vegas. Oh damn! I'm in Las Vegas right now. No, but while I was away, I went scuba diving. We'll talk about that. I'm about to go scuba diving. I just had my. You get your. What is it called?
What, the certification?
Yeah, I'm already certified. The whole family's certified.
PADI certified?
Yeah, I'm all certified, but I haven't done it in like 2-3 years. So I had to just a refresher course. So I did my refresher course, and I'm super excited next week to talk to you guys about scuba diving. So that's the big one. I really want to hit Largo. I'm going to be in Arizona. Get those tickets. They're selling out. I'm going to see a couple Patreon members out there. And listen, there's a lot of madness going on right now. The circus is in full entertainment mode right now. And we'll touch it. I mean, full-blown entertainment. You can't get any better madness, control of emotions, people all hopped up than everything going on right now. So today, I got a bunch of videos and a bunch of audio, and all the audio is from you, the listener. It's from you, the listener. You don't think you can make a change. This is what I have to keep hitting people with. You are the change. When people say, oh, I'm just a little person, I'm just a little guy, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. If a little piece of my shirt sticks out. Guess what? One little tug and the whole thing comes apart. You are a huge role in this lifetime and then in this universe. Okay? So I want to start off by let's just start off before we hit the audios. We're going to check out a video here. Last week, got great feedback from Ant. Let's knock it off with the great distraction, what everybody's got their eyes on. And what did I keep telling you? Let me explain something about you, what you see front and center in all media. It's a magic trick. Look at the hand. Look at the hand. They're feeding on everyone that hates Trump. Don't you hate Trump? Just Trump. All the little hate mongers going, hope he gets arrested. Like, I'm telling you right now, you're being played. Everyone that hates Trump, you're being played by the people you trust. Here's a little funny take on it. Let's play Ant, our first video.
Are y'all really following this plane wherever it's going? We already know where it's going to land at. Why are we following this plane? Hello, good afternoon. Can we follow this? Did you know that over 8 different countries are changing using our currency and using yen? Did you know that? Did you know that Japan isn't going to buy oil from us anymore, but they're going to go ahead and buy it from Russia? Did you? No, you wouldn't know that because they're following a plane. They're having press conferences to let people know that they're not going to take anybody rioting, but they never did that before with the other group. But now it's important to them. Do you see how this happens? Do you see the deflections, how it happens? So just so you know, other countries are creating a pact while our country is doing this. Bozo circus. Anyways.
Everybody who hates Trump, look, he's going to get arrested. He's going to get arrested. It's about time. You can see that they're playing with your emotions. Do you understand what just happened? A bunch of countries just said, we're done with the American dollar. The American dollar we ran the world. Done. And you could try to figure out what's going to happen next. But I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't consider that a good sign. You know what I mean? I don't know. And that's another thing. How do you get, when you're indicted, don't you have to go in with cuffs? Don't you have to be handcuffed?
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works either.
Next time I get indicted, I'll let you know.
Yeah. It's just it really is such a circus. So let me ask everyone this. Just a simple question. You're hopped up because you think Trump's going to be arrested. But you can care less about all of Epstein Island and the list, and you can care less who raped a child. And all of you going, hey, don't get arrested, it's about time. All of you could care less, but you're the same people that go, I can't believe Alex Jones is so insensitive. What about you? What about you? You're not marching in the street to see who those names are on the list. You're not running to the camera to go, oh my God, I want to know who was raping a child on an island that they kidnapped. Arrested Trump. You don't see, you should have a clown nose on when you're doing that. And I'm emotionless. I can care less. I can care less. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I'm not conservative. I'm not liberal. I'm just an everyday human being like yourself that knows when human emotions are being played with. And guess what? All the Trump haters, you're being played with. All your emotions are on that nut. Look at the jackasses that were in New York City, like, hey, Trump's a liar. You look like bozos. You're bozos. when your ass gets out there for all the kids and you demand who's on that list, then maybe we'll start taking you seriously. Until then, enjoy the circus. Eat a lot of popcorn, swing your light. Remember to light the circus? There's gonna rest Donald Trump. It's about time. Go grab your dopey. Go get your peanut. I can't believe it's finally going down. Oh my God. You guys are goofy, man. I want to thank Ant for that's it is. It's always this. The media is showing you this. It means they're hiding over here. And by the way, Biden also vetoed a bill. Maybe you should look it up. You know what that veto is? Basically, it has a lot to do with your money and your banking and how they can control it depending on your social status. Don't believe me? You do the research. Trump's been elected. You're getting led right to the lambs. A bunch of wolves waiting. Here comes some more dumb Trump haters. You're going to have to cut that part out. Here comes some more Trump haters. That's... You can hate them all you want. They're using you, man. They're using you. Okay. Let's play audio number one. Here's by the way, you guys leave messages, and I appreciate them. And this is what I mean. Like, you really make an impact on my life and so many others. So go ahead.
Hey, Jim. Jason from New Jersey. It's Jason from New Jersey. Yeah, I just rewatched your movie you did about your father. And I'm just watching one of your podcasts, your latest podcast from February. And I want you to know that, hands down, I can tell that you were 100% genuine person. It really, really gives me hope that there's a person out there with fame and a microphone and can be heard that actually says things, and they're not always perfect or right or said in the right way because you're real, but you're actually attempting to say real things and ask real questions, and you decided not to be scared and have people back you off on it. So I got to say that you need to be able to sleep at night knowing that there's people like me definitely out there that are truly appreciating and really, truly understanding and seeing what you're doing. And I know you'd probably say it's not about you, and I appreciate that as well. But you got to know what you are doing. You're doing the Lord's work, man. Thanks. Love you, man.
Jason, I appreciate that more than you know, because I got my best friend just lost both his in-laws, and it was a tough struggle. It wasn't like a simple get the phone call type thing. Now my friend, another close friend of mine, is going through a lot with his mom. And that's the thing too. It's like we all get caught up in this news nonsense because it's supposed to tug your emotions, control your actions. And that's what it does, whether you believe it or not. But we have things like our parents or someone we love dealing with a serious disease or getting older, and no one teaches us how to take care of them. Oh, they'll teach you about Ponce de Leon and algebra and calculus, and all the things that if your kid can't pay attention, they got little drugs for you to take because they have a condition. But they don't teach you how to take care of one another. And that's why this whole system has to be changed. And that's why I feel the need to say what I have to say. And I hope more people say things. Stay out of politics, man. Politics is criminal. It's professional wrestling. They're criminals. That's all they are. It's criminals. And they're stealing from us. We got to stop. And we got to take care of one another. We really have to take care of one another. So while you're sitting there screaming, Trump should be indicted, or you're like, hey, whatever you're screaming, why don't you spend that energy on taking care of someone that's really close to you that can really use that love and care? I appreciate that. And yeah, no, I don't always say things that are right on target or say it the right way, but it's always about the intention. What is your intention? Do you have a good intention or a bad intention? Are your intentions good or bad? They may not come out the right way, but they were good intentions. That's all that matters at the end of the day. If you can't recognize that, well then that's another whole issue. Thank you. I appreciate that message. Now, let's play audio number 2.
Hey, Jim, it's Etienne de la Boetie squared, the author of Government, the Biggest Scam in History at government-scam.com. And if I have $1 and you have $1 and we have the only $2 in the world, I have 50% of the world's wealth, you have 50% of the world's wealth, and a central bank or a government comes along and creates $2 more through fractional reserve banking or bailouts or stimulus or quantitative easing, all of a sudden I've been reduced to 25% of the world's wealth and you've been reduced to 25% of the world's wealth, and the government and the central bank have now stolen 50% of the world's wealth. Let's kick it around. Thanks for doing what you do.
Wow. Here's what's interesting. He's not the only one that thinks that way and is catching on to it. The whole world is catching on to that, the central banking system. Again, why do we pay taxes? Why? Why? Bob Marley did say all governments are illegal. I'm watching certain trials where they say, sort of Jim Jordan, who asked great questions, or at least questions we want to hear. Jim Jordan's talking to, I believe, I could be wrong, don't censor me, the head of the CDC that started speaking up. I could be wrong. I'll have to get the video and back it. And basically where Fauci first said, him and the head of everyone was like, yeah, it comes from Wuhan. And then they were given $9 million.
I have that video, by the way.
Do you really? Let me see it.
Yep.
3 years ago, if you thought it came from a lab, if you raised that, you were called a nut job. You got censored on Twitter. You were blacklisted on Twitter. You were even called a crackpot by the very scientist who in late January sent emails to Dr. Fauci and said it came from a lab. They called you crackpot. Is that right, Dr. Redfield?
I think the most upsetting thing to me was the Baltimore Sun calling me a racist because I said this came from a Wuhan lab.
Dr. Redfield, you ran the CDC and you were on the coronavirus task force. Is that right?
Correct.
That was formed on January 29th, 2020. Is that right?
Correct.
2 days later, Dr. Fauci gets an email from Dr. Anderson which says what? Virus looks engineered, virus not consistent with evolutionary theory. Is that accurate?
That's my understanding.
Next day, I know, did he share that email with you, by the way, Dr. Redfield?
No.
As a member of the task force, as the head of CDC, did he share that email with you?
No.
Okay, next day, February 1st, Dr. Gary sends Dr. Fauci another email. That email says, I don't know how this happens in nature, but it would be easy to do in a lab. Did he share that email with you, Dr. Redfield?
No.
You didn't see either one of those emails, even though you're head of CDC, even though you're on the coronavirus task force that had been formed just 3 days earlier.
No.
3 days later, Dr. Anderson and Dr. Gary, who told us it came from a lab in emails to Dr. Fauci that Dr. Fauci wouldn't let Dr. Redfield see, 3 days later, they changed their position 180 degrees. The question is why? Mr. Wade, why would they change their position that fast when the only intervening event is a conference call with Dr. Fauci, the guy who wouldn't let Dr. Redfield see the very emails that they had sent him, Dr. Redfield, head of CDC on the coronavirus task force? Why would they change their position, Dr. Wade, or Mr. Wade?
Well, this question does lie at the heart of the issue. What is pertinent, it seems to me, is there's no new scientific evidence that we can see that became available between these dates, the January 31st and Feb 4.
Right, there's no new, I think you're, go ahead.
So you have to ask if there were other kinds of influence available. Now, it is true that Dr. Fauci and Dr. Farry in London were very powerful research officials, and between them they controlled.
I read your testimony. I saw
Okay.
that. Yeah.
So
Why don't you cut to the chase and tell them what you really think was the reason?
I don't know what the reason was.
I know what it was.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you say it because I read your testimony. I think you said it in your testimony too. Maybe you're reluctant to say it here, but go ahead.
Well, if you're looking at the timeline, on May 21st, just a few weeks after the Nature Medicine article had come out, two of the signatories of the original email to Dr. Fauci, that's Dr. Anderson and Dr. Gary, were awarded a $9 million grant for the...
So there's 9 million reasons why they changed their mind. I knew you'd get to it. I read that last night. 3 months after, so 3 days after they say it came from a lab, they changed their position, and the only intervening event's a conference call with Dr. Fauci and Dr. Collins. Again, a call that Mr. Redfield was not allowed to be on, the head of CDC and on the coronavirus task force. And then 3 months later, shazam, they get $9 million from Dr. Fauci. Well, isn't that something?
Wow.
Trust the science. Trust the science. Conspiracy. Conspiracy. Trust the science.
All $9 million of the science. And maybe they'll indict Donald Trump. Yeah, I love the circus. Wait, you marching about that? You gonna go debate about that? And here's what bothers me. So what gets done? Is this all just theater? I appreciate this conversation, and I appreciate what Jim Jordan does. But what you know, they're indicting someone because he might have paid or whatever. Whatever. I don't even know. But someone that caused death and lockdowns, now what? If it's a fact and they got the emails, well, then what are we doing? What are we doing? How are these people able to walk the streets? How is humanity just letting this happen? Where's the little bananas with your picket signs and you're running into, hey, I need my rights? It's a clown show. All right, let's play. Thank you, Mike. You were right on that.
Yeah, man.
Let's play the next audio.
Hi,
Joelle.
Jim.
Hi.
I absolutely love you. Been watching you since you first came out. Love the things you're saying now. I wish you would go on tour closer to where I live. I live near Buffalo, New York. Would love to come see you. Would love VIP. Please open up some more tour dates and come closer to where I live.
I was there. I was there in November. Listen, you have to go on JimBrewer.com. I don't know if there's a mailing list on there. I don't know. We should get one. And just something, maybe we start, I don't know, I got to talk to my crew. And just whenever new dates, if you want updates, we'll send you new dates. But you got to go to JimBrewer.com. I was there. Joelle. Thank you, though. I'm sorry you missed me. Let's go to the next audio, and then we'll hit a video.
Hey, Jim, this is Brian from Minnesota. Just want to say that, you know, everyone knows that your comedy is great. Like, I absolutely love it. But I just want you to know how special your podcast is. When I first came across it, I didn't even correlate. It was, quote unquote, the guy from Half Baked. I just heard it. I loved it. Everything from the Godwink stuff to the bunker, and just your story of your wife having cancer and how you overcame that as a family is so special. Thank you. It's inspiring. I love it. And I also love being a Patreon member. Thanks, Jim.
Oh my God. Thank you for being a Patreon member, which I got to say, I'm outside, by the way. So if you hear, it's clearly a truck backing up somewhere. Did you see the lady go by in the scooter, Mike? Did I catch that?
Real quick.
She was crushing it. She looked like she was like in her 60s. She went, she's flying by in a scooter. Patreon is growing and growing, and you get way more. You get the Breuniverse first, but what I love about Patreon is you get a little more in depth of me. I let out a little bit more of me, and we get a little deeper and we get heavier. And I talk to you, the Patreon members. We do Zoom calls. We do. They give me ideas. And I do the podcast, like you, the individual. And I have to say, I think that's been some of the best podcasts that's been on Patreon. And I protect their faces because I don't, some of them don't want people to know who they are. So, if you ever have a chance, head on to Patreon just for a month. Just for a month. There's a concert every single month. I think next month I'm going to play probably my show from Naples. I'm probably going to show a whole show from Naples. That turned out really, really good that we filmed. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's check out the next video we got.
Liberal logic on gun control. After a 50-year war on drugs, the government can't stop it from crossing our borders, can't keep them out of our schools, can't stop the overdose rate from climbing, can't keep them out of prison, definitely can't keep them off the street, but want you to trust them enough to know that they will keep guns out of the hands of criminals when you hand yours over. Liberal logic on gun.
It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter. People don't trust government. Therefore, the guns are flying off the shelves because they do not trust government. And guess who created that? Government. Media. They lost all trust. So you can be for guns or against guns. You can be against guns all you want. You can't stop people. Oh, you can't sell this and that. That's your opinion. How many kids were you there when they were bombing children in Iraq? Were you there when they were bombing human beings? Are you there now while they're giving our guns to Ukrainians? Were you there when we bomb innocent cities for weapons they have no destruction? Where were you then? Well, we can bomb places, but not enough guns. It's real simple. A simple solution which nobody ever goes into. You know how many veterans are in this country that saw battle, that are depressed, they don't know what to do? You know how many cops that were laid off because they wouldn't take that? You know how many just regularly good human beings there are? When you walk down the street and you see police officers standing on the corner, does it deter you from wanting to steal? Does it deter you from going, I'm going to go in and rob this place? Of course it does. It gives you a little sense of, you're telling me you can't have police officers at all times at a school? That's the most ludicrous thing. If you don't believe in that, I can't have a conversation with you. I can't have a conversation with you. You make zero sense. Zero. You have a crossing guard. Why do you have a crossing guard? Well, to help the children, cross the street. Oh, okay. And why don't you have people in the front, just one parked car? I can guarantee you will deter someone from wanting to do something disturbing. It's incredible how TikTok can, spy on us and do all this stuff, but you can't see someone that's clearly mentally ill or has been brainwashed to do something disturbing. And I don't know the facts. I was just told this through hearsay. I don't know. But I believe the last apparent situation, the person went by a school that had protection and went to the one that didn't have any. I don't know that for a fact. That's just hearsay. So you can scream all you want about take the guns away. It ain't gonna happen. The people that have guns are not going to give them up because they don't trust And you can argue up and down all you want. When you lose trust of your government, which this country has, whether you want to say it or not, whether you want to, oh, that's a conspiracy. No, it's not. You know how many people I have just in this neighborhood? And many conversations that say, hey, man, when things go down, why are people even asking that? I'll tell you why. Because they don't trust the government. Period. And all you have, shot. Blah, blah. So I'm just telling you right there, you can call that the liberal way of thinking, you can call it whatever way of thinking. It doesn't matter. I don't want to label that thinking. You got to think bigger. There's too many guns here. There are always going to be guns. Guns are illegal in Mexico. Do they have them? You can't stop Mexico with illegal guns? How do countries get guns? How do governments get guns? Like, how does this happen? There's too many guns. Because, and that's another, you could say, well, our forefathers, are muskets. They said arms. They didn't say guns. They said armed. Bear arms. Arms means everything. You can't define it as assault weapon. You don't even know what an assault weapon is. Assault weapon. They were thinking, back then there were muskets. Back then, it doesn't matter what was back then. They said bear arms. The right to bear arms. That's a wide definition. So I think you're wasting your breath on that. And I know some people are going to get upset. I'm just telling you, you need to look at the whole picture. All right, next video.
The most powerful governments can't solve homelessness or end world hunger, but they can change the Earth's temperature if you pay more taxes.
There you go. That's simple. You go to San Francisco, people urinating and throwing feces and doing drugs on the street. New York City, you're allowed to do criminal crime. You can be a criminal. You can poop in the street. You can do drugs in the street. You do misdemeanors. There's homelessness. There's tents everywhere. There's people living in their own diseases and homeless. People are mentally ill and all that. But hey, we need more money for this climate change. I can't take anyone seriously that brings up climate change to me. I can't take them seriously. You ever been to Plymouth Rock? You know that rock is in the same position it's been since they first supposedly came and stepped on it? Did you know the water is at the same level that it's been since I was a little boy? Stop with your madness. You can call us lunacy. You look like a lunatic. No one has any... oh my gosh, she put it perfectly. Thank you. Hey, give us more money. Hey, it's always about we need more money. Let's play one more audio for you, the listener.
Jim Breuer, this is Kyle in the middle of nowhere, Iowa. Went and saw you in Sloan, Iowa. Last year sometime, at the end of last year sometime.
Yeah.
Best comedy show I've been to in my life.
Wow.
I've been to very few comedy shows, but I've seen some heavy hitters. Dave Chappelle, Norm Macdonald, probably be the heaviest hitters there. And God rest his soul, Norm Macdonald, but you blew both of those high level comedians out of the water with your show. I keep wanting to respond, tell you how great of a show it was and how I've been following you for years, but I can't figure out the perfect words to respond with, so I'm just going to respond with what I'm doing now, because otherwise I'll just keep putting it off, but I've been following you for years and love everything that you're doing, man. Keep it up, and I'm putting in a request that you come back to Iowa. There's a Horizon Events Center. JP Sears has actually been there. Got to see him live there, and he was awesome there. But begging you to please add that to your tour schedule. Horizon Events Center, Clive, Iowa. Love what you're doing, man. Keep it up.
Thank you, Kyle. Yeah. Guys like Kyle make me want to work harder and harder and be funnier and funnier. And that's nothing to, of course, take away from Norm and Dave Chappelle. Please, they're on legendary status, but I appreciate your words. Thank you. All right. Next video, Mr. Mike.
These are the reasons why they want to ban TikTok. I would have never known that Netflix made a movie about a train that derailed in Ohio, New Palestine, and crashed with a whole bunch of chemicals that like ruined the environment, unless I was on TikTok. I would have never known that a plane with 5 scientists going to check how much damage was done crashed before it got there. Found that out on TikTok too. Found out about that coincidence that Bill Gates is actually buying up all the farmland where all these chemical spills are happening. Bill Gates' father was actually a lawyer for one of the most powerful families on the planet. Bill Gates' dad helped them change the education system to a system that makes a bunch of workers and not thinkers. TikTok. Also, you're gonna find out about that movie Contagion. You see that CNN reporter actually said the same lines in the movie that he did in real life during you know what. TikTok. Where else are you gonna find out that the most powerful people in the world go into the woods at Bohemian Grove in California and pray to an owl? TikTok. There's a lot of secret societies out there. And who's part of one of those? Ron DeSantis. They're all in it together, but the people that they're suppressing. They're all making money and gaining power over us. And what this is a tool for us to give out information to give power to ourselves. They don't give a about your health. Has nothing to do with your information, your safety. Come on, guys, wake up. Smell the roses, or it's gonna be too late. There's spiritual warfare going on all around us. You can't see it, but it's happening. They're gonna give you some poison liquid and tell you have to drink it with a paper straw because it's bad for the environment. We wanna keep you safe. They do not care about you, trust me. They don't. No one does but your family and your loved ones, I promise. That's why they don't want us on TikTok. Did you even know that there's a plant that stops opiate withdrawals and pause in one night? Probably not, but you found out on TikTok.
The whole madness of, I had maybe 2 comments of people like, no, TikTok's really bad. Stop. Facebook is good. Instagram's good. Like, it's all Twitter. TikTok has a lot of they all have a lot of information. It's what you take and what you receive. It's interesting that guy mentioned DeSantis. I don't know enough about that world, and I don't know, but I don't want to jump into that because I'm in a state. So I want to. I get back and I don't know. I don't know. All I know is they get funded and they get paid. Who pays them? Who funds them? Because whoever pays them and funds them means eventually that's going to come out. Let's go to our next video. Oh, I love. Wait. This is my favorite. The alien invasion. Now, we've been talking about this for a long time. Okay? This is, and more people are going. It's just like when I did the stand-up, the aliens are coming. No one flinched. We shot down aliens. They're programming you to believe that the aliens are coming from the sky. We shot some down. Did you not even hear that news? Look it up right now. We shot down alien craft, but we couldn't find them after it was shot down. They are prepping you in every way they can for what I believe this.
A global event will alter the course of mankind's future. The world will stand witness to a massive alien invasion. Thousands of projected holographic alien warships will blanket the skies, sending people into a global panic. Real military crafts within the holograms will inflict actual damage to the surrounding areas to sell the gimmick. And as a result of the ensuing human chaos, a one-world government will immediately form without any resistance from the people. They will be the new world order. Once this happens, we as a people will be doomed to enslavement and accelerated depopulation. With that said, the only hope for human salvation is to acquire and spread the knowledge of these activities and agendas. Resist, retaliate, then conquer this imposing enemy. The time is now, as humanity is rapidly approaching its final days.
Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I know Jimmy Shock has been telling me that for a while, too. I know a lot of people have been telling me that for a while. You're like, you know, they're prepping you for a fake alien invasion. And if you look into Project Bluebeam, and many other things, like where they have laser beams now that just light things on fire. I remember during the Australian fires and a couple of our fires, it looked very suspicious, where it really wasn't like something suspicious, where cars were split in half. Like fires don't split cars in half. So, you know, who knows? Let's pray to God nothing like that happens. And what baffles my mind more is like, if there are people involved in this, where's your humanity, man? Or are they not human? Like, are you really just destroyed? I don't know. I've seen the robot thing that looks like me, by the way. Have you seen that, Mike? It's freaking weird and scary.
What?
You haven't seen that?
No.
You know how many, the last year and a half, I get so many videos of a robot that looks exactly like me, but he talks English. It's a robot. I'll get it, and fans send it to me nonstop. The robots that they're making that look human-like, and like facial expressions and eyes, and the way that you can see the thought pattern. It is creepy. And there's one that looks just like me. It's freaky.
Huh.
Yeah. I'll send it to you when the show's over. Maybe we can show it at the end of the show. And because of our media, we have to deal with things like this. Let's play the next video. Is this the lady that defined? Yeah, don't even start it yet. This woman, again, everything you see in the clown show, on the television, in the media, written in the newspapers, all of it. You know, I guess I posted something about, I don't know if that was on the podcast or whatever, where I talked about, I doubt you'd see somewhere in Africa, the Maasai tribe, where they're thinking about cutting their genitals off and they're not sure what gender they are. And of course, someone I know, you know, they say, I don't know if I agree with you. And that's okay. You don't have to. But someone sent me an article from one of the jackass papers that are well-funded. And the paper said, you know, the Native Americans switched their roles a lot. Does anyone know anyone Native American? Can you please reach out to me on jimbrewer.com or Instagram and direct message me and I want to hear from a Native American if you had men that wanted to become women and actually did that, because this person sent me it with this article, and I believe there's a school in Tampa that's actually teaching that. And that is a well-funded propaganda nonsense, if you ask me. I don't know for a fact, but that's the craziest. We've never heard of this until recently. Never. It never was on the forefront. It's a very well-manipulated, manufactured psychological war, if you ask me.
Just ask Chief No Penis.
Me, Chief No Penis, agree. There's many tribe who wanted to cut penis off and start tribe and take care of woman needs and make beads and pottery and cook for children and take care of one another with love. Yes, we didn't want to hunt and survive and bring in the horses and take care of our tribes and be leaders. We wanted to cut penis off. Hence, I am Chief No Penis. No disrespect to American Indians, but that's all I need is someone going, I can't believe you just did that. Oh, stop it. Stop it. He's racist against Native Americans. Shut your face. This woman sums it up perfectly about media. Boom.
I would trust Pee Wee Herman sitting behind me at a movie theater while on a date with O.J. Simpson, drinking at Bill Cosby's bar using Flint, Michigan ice cubes, making a movie with Alec Baldwin all while Casey Anthony babysat for me using Caitlyn Jenner's breast milk, than for me to ever trust a single narrative on the mainstream media.
She just brilliantly summed up what most of our society and most of our country, now most of the world, feels about their last tool, the devil's last tool. And I do say the devil. It's the devil, the demon's last tool is media, entertainment. That is the demon's weapon. And it's a dangerous weapon. It can sell you into hate. It can send you to New York City to stomp your feet and go, Trump is Trump is the greatest thing in the world. It can make you run and color your hair and cut your penis off and go want to murder another human being. That is the power of the devil's tool, the devil's weapon, which I call the media. And that woman summed it up perfectly. And you can be mad at me all you want, but that's how everyone feels. I didn't make these videos. I'm just showing you what's out there. And if people are already putting these videos out, it means they're not the only ones thinking that way. They're just the only ones, the small percentage that are actually making the videos and posting the videos. Hundreds of millions of people feel this way. Hundreds of million people know this. So you can be upset or like, oh, conspiracy. The word of screaming conspiracy is over. It's over. It's over. Now let's end on a nice note. Let's end on some sunshine. This video. First of all, I don't know why the older guy's doing it, but I want to play this game. I want to play this game. This is, every family should play this game. They should play games. And this goes back to, listen, man, God, family, work. Work supplies your faith and family counts as friends. Sometimes friends are more powerful and closer and more of a true bloodline than your family. Family you're born into. Okay, and people say, well, blood is thicker than water. That may be true, but water washes away blood, especially when the blood is dirty. So your friends are just as much your family. Many of us have aunt and uncles that aren't our aunt and uncles. So faith, God, spirituality, number one. Number two, family. It comes from that rule of law of morality, doing the right thing, installing with great intentions, good intentions, goes to the family and friends and your loved ones. And then you work to help keep that growth going. So I hope you continue to keep that going. Let's just have a little chuckle. Let's watch this funny video.
I'm scared.
Oh! What the hell? Is this what? Is some? Are you guys?
You have to duck down.
What?
You have to duck down.
What?
You have to think about when it's coming to you and duck down.
That first one hit me right in the mouth. What kind? Oh, Jesus! You told me it was coming from this way. Which? Oh! What? What the?
Duck down.
I don't. Nikki doesn't even.
In the bigger room.
Nikki doesn't even have her. Jesus. Oh, there's more than one. How many bottles? Oh. 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 What? Nikki doesn't have her blindfold on.
Yes, she does.
Oh. I think if I duck, if I duck down, I'm gonna get hit more.
No, you won't.
Oh! Okay, I'm done. Oh!
Slapstick makes me laugh so hard. Whatever makes you laugh so hard, go find that laughter this weekend. Have a great Easter if that's what you're celebrating. I wish you all the very best. Use your head, man. Played some videos today. Just use your own thinking. Stop getting caught up in the mad. We got to break away from this mad. Get outside. Get outside. Get in nature. Even if it's freezing out, get in nature. Be silent. Let your spirit thrive. There's a spirit in you. There's a spirit in everything. And just like all life, you have to nourish it. You can't nourish it with Trump's being arrested. You can't nourish it with the news. You can't nourish it with a big screen staring at you. You can only nourish it when you're silent, when you're in nature, when you allow that spirit to grow. Let your spirit grow. Thanks for hanging out. Mike, have a great weekend, a good Easter. We'll see you next week. I might have some really cool stories from scuba diving. I'm pretty excited. Get your tickets for the Largo show at jimbreuer.com. And see you out in Arizona. See you in Las Vegas. See you in upstate New York. And I'll see you out there on the road. I wish you all the very best. And thanks for hanging out in the Breuniverse. And we'll see you next week on the Breuniverse. Have a good one, Mike.
Take care, man.
Later.
This is Jim Breuer, and I got my own Patreon page, and hopefully you'll check it out. Live comedy concert streamed once a month. Weekly, you host your own podcast, and you interview me. Early access to the Breuniverse podcast every single week, and have bonus footage and bonus segments. I promise you I'm not going to let you down. Go check out my official Jim Breuer Patreon page, and I'll see you there.